The next play in the season is Serving Elizabeth, which starts on November 12th. The play moves between 1950s Kenya and modern day London. And from what I understand, it really tells two stories, each having two vastly different viewpoints on the monarchy. It tackles history, politics, and pop culture. What excites you about this kind of storytelling?
I love this play. So I saw a really amazing production of it at the Stratford Festival a few years ago. And basically, yeah, it has these two timelines. They do intersect. So in the 1950s world, we are seeing Princess Elizabeth, who is staying at the Royal Lodge. And this is the Princess Elizabeth who became the queen during that visit. But it's primarily the story of this Kenyan cook who has been hired to cook in the Royal Lodge during this visit. And this woman is quite anti-monarchist for a lot of political reasons that are sort of revealed in the play. But basically you have this sort of premise in which this anti-monarchist cook is asked to serve Elizabeth. There's also the double entendre, of course, of Elizabeth is serving the people, so to speak. So that's the Kenyan sort of 1950s timeline. And then intersecting, like we jump back and forth in time to 2015 London, in which this Canadian film student is apprenticing, or she's an intern on a streaming series, TV series, that is about the royal family. It doesn't mention it by words in the play, but it is obviously The Crown.
Yeah.
And so while she's working on this TV series, she reads the script for the episode that was set in Kenya during Princess Elizabeth's visit there. And she begins to sort of go, wow, I bet there was other stories that were happening during that time period. And she begins to sort of question some of the writing and ends up talking to the writer. And it's very dramatic. It's really fresh. It's so smart, this play. So you're jumping back and forth and back and forth. And interestingly, the film intern, the young Canadian film intern who's in London, she loves like anything to do with princesses and the royal family and everything. But then she also sort of begins to put things into perspective. So Marcia has written an incredibly beautiful play. There are the characters are fun to watch and very engaging to watch, and it really is something that just makes you think and makes you sort of see many sides of the questions of representation and who gets to tell what story.
Yeah. And to that end, there's that old adage, victors write the history. The play really does challenge how history is told and who gets to tell it. How do you think this theme connects with Canadian audiences today?
Well, it's so important, isn't it, that where like you say, the victors are not the only ones who are writing the story just because we happen to have the pens in our hands or whatever. So, and I mean, I think that sort of relates to many different types of storytelling, and so I just think it's just really important. And what I love about this play is that it invites us to examine this topic. It's not sort of hitting us over the head with one point of view or anything like that. It's really balanced, very challenging at times, but also sort of pointing out different points of view and why things are done in a certain way and why we should question other actions and that kind of thing. So that's just basically good, important for every theater company to do, not only theaters as well, but TV series, which is kind of what Marcia is saying, movies, of like making sure that we have many voices that are represented.
And just making sure that, making the point that history, it's not black and white. There's a lot of shades of gray. Exactly,
yeah. And that's what's so beautiful is that she begins to sort of, by the end, you're seeing history in a really different point of view, and it just sort of flips it on its head in a really great way. It's a very satisfying play to watch.
Absolutely.